pumped to be here with you today. I'm a super fan of Luminate kids and especially all of you. Everyone, dance for the Jumbotron! I'm also a super fan of kindness. Kindness is showing others they are valuable by how you treat them. Being kind rules. It's important that with the things we say and do, we show people they're important. You all had some great dance moves just now. Isn't it fun when you're at a stadium or watching a game on TV and you see all the people dance like crazy to the music?
Yeah.
Alright, now that we got all the wiggles out, all of you, let's get on our feet. Let's get into Memory Verse Mania and then sing and dance as we worship God together. Woo!
Good morning, Luminate kids. It's week 2 of February, and it's time for the memory verse. Now, here's the situation. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is one of the longest memory verses that we have ever done. And February, is it one of the longest or one of the shortest months out of the year? Do you know? Is it the longest? Raise your hand if you think it's the longest. And raise your hand if you think it's the shortest month out of the year. The people that raised their hand for the second one are actually right. February is the actual shortest month in the entire year, but it's the longest verse we ever had. How are we going to do this? I know how we're going to do it, by practicing the memory verse. And I know you are ready because you are God's chosen people. That's part of the memory verse. Ready to go? Follow after me. You are God's chosen people. You are holy and dearly loved. Give yourself a big hug. So put on tender mercy and kindness as if they were your clothing. Do not be proud. Be gentle and patient. And do you remember where it's from? Colossians 3:12. Okay, we're gonna do it again now. We're gonna do it very slowly, so we all get a chance to practice it super slow. Are you ready? That's great. You are God's chosen people. You are holy and dearly loved. So put on tender mercy and kindness as if they were your clothing. Do not be proud. Be gentle and patient. Colossians 3:12. Now, it seems like you guys are getting this down pretty good, even though it's week 2. We're gonna move on to the next thing in service. But if you want more time to practice, if you wanna be already totally knowing the memory verse by next week, you can rewind the video right now and keep practicing. See if you can close your eyes and just by hearing the words, see if you can do the motions. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Awesome. Bye, Luminate kids. We're on to the next thing. But keep practicing. I know you're going to get it this month. How cool would it be to learn one of the longest verses in the shortest amount of time? You are doing great because you are God's chosen people.
Welcome back to worship. We're only doing one song today, so I want you to give it all your energy. And I also just wanted to invite you to worship in the ways that you feel connected to God. So even if that means pausing the video and just praying to God for however long worship lasts, that's perfectly fine as worship too. But if you're like me and you like to dance and praise God that way, we're doing a song we haven't done in a really long time. So I hope you're as excited about this as I am. Let's go!
Come on now, join with me, everybody sing.
I'm gonna lift my voice to glorify my King. He is a mighty God and worthy of our praise. We give him everything, he's good in every way. Come on now, join with me, everybody sing. I'm gonna lift my voice to glorify my King. He is a mighty God and worthy of our praise. We give him everything, he's good in every way.
He is always there for us.
He's good in every way.
Pouring out his awesome love.
He's good in every way.
He fills us up with peace and joy.
He's good in every way.
He gives us all we need and more.
He's good in every way.
Come on now, join,
Come on now, join with me, everybody sing. I'm gonna lift my voice to glorify my King. He is a mighty God and worthy of our praise. We give him everything, he's good in every way.
He is always there for us.
He's good in every way.
Pouring out his awesome love.
He's good in every way.
He fills us up with peace and joy.
He's good in every way.
He gives us all we need and more.
He's good in every way.
Come on now, join with
Come
me.
on now, join with me, everybody sing. I'm gonna lift my voice to glorify my King. He is a mighty God and worthy of our praise. We give him everything, he's good in every way. Come on now, join with me, everybody sing.
Everybody sing.
I'm gonna lift my voice to glorify my King. He is a mighty God and worthy of our praise. We give him everything, he's good in every way. He's good in every way. He's good in every way.
Woo! Delightful! I love singing to praise God. I hope you like joining me because I'm so excited to do all these songs when we get back together. You guys, I miss you so much, and I hope you know that we're all praying for you at Luminate Kids because we care about you and we miss you so much, each individually. Okay, have a good time in the rest of service. Bye, friends!
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how he created us and loves us so much that he made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story. Inspired by the Book of Ruth.
In the land of Moab, there lived a young woman named Ruth. She married a man from Judah and must have dreamed of a large family and many children.
We'll name them Zeke and Hannah and...
But Ruth's happily ever after ended before it began. Her husband died and his brother too, and that left Ruth alone with her sister-in-law Orpah and her mother-in-law Naomi, whose husband died too.
I have nothing left.
Naomi had come to live in Moab during a famine in Judah, but she had gotten word that there was plentiful food in her homeland again, so she planned to take a road trip.
Ruth, Orpah, go back to your family homes. May the Lord show you kindness as you have shown me.
So Orpah kissed her mother-in-law and left, but Ruth wouldn't budge.
I'm going with you.
Look, your sister-in-law is going back to her people.
Don't urge me to leave you or to turn back from you. Where you go, I will go. Where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God, my God.
Well, okay then.
Finally, after a long and dusty journey, the two women arrived in Naomi's hometown of Bethlehem. Everywhere along the road, barley rippled in the breeze, golden and ready to harvest.
Is that Naomi? She don't look so good.
Don't call me Naomi. The Lord has made my life bitter. I went away full, and the Lord has brought me back empty.
Don't listen to them. You just need dinner and a nap.
Finding food was their top priority.
Some of those barley fields belong to my husband's relative, Boaz.
The grain is being harvested right now. Let me go to the fields and pick up the leftovers.
Go, my daughter.
The law instructed the landowners to leave behind some of the harvest for people who needed food, so Ruth followed behind the harvesters, gathering every bit of barley that fell to the ground.
Barley. Let's see, you can barbecue it, boil it, broil it, saute it.
Ruth worked hard in the heat of the day. In the afternoon, Boaz came out to survey the harvest.
The Lord be with you.
The Lord bless you!
Boaz spotted Ruth hard at work and asked his overseer,
Who is that young woman?
She came back from Moab with Naomi. She asked if she could pick up the extra grain and has barely rested all day.
Boaz was moved by Ruth's care for Naomi. He waded through the barley to speak with her.
Stay here and follow along where the men are harvesting. I'll make sure no one bothers you. And when you're thirsty, you get a drink from the water jars.
Why are you so kind to me, a foreigner?
I've been told what you've done for your mother-in-law, how you left your homeland to come here. May the Lord reward you.
Boaz offered Ruth bread and roasted grain to eat, and at the end of the day, she was able to bring a large amount of grain home to Naomi.
So much food!
Ruth continued to work in Boaz's fields until the end of the grain harvest, but even then, life would have been very difficult for two women living alone together. So Naomi laid out a plan for Ruth.
I will do whatever you say.
At the end of the harvest, the workers threshed the grain to separate the edible kernel from the straw. Then they held a big celebration. When the meal was over and the lights burned low, Boaz laid down near the pile of grain to sleep. Ruth arrived and approached Boaz just as Naomi had told her to do. She folded the blanket away from his feet and lay down nearby.
Who's there?
It's me, Ruth. Please give me your protection since you're responsible for our family.
Boaz was surprised, but what Ruth had said was true.
The Lord bless you. Don't be afraid. I'll do what you ask. Everyone knows you are wise and kind.
Even though Boaz agreed to help Ruth, there was a family member who was closer than Boaz. So in the morning, Boaz set out to meet that man and the town elders to settle the matter.
I will buy Naomi's land and also marry Ruth, if you will let me.
Well, I sure can't purchase Naomi's land and take care of my own land too.
So we're good?
Go right ahead.
Today, you are all my witnesses that I will buy Naomi's land and marry her daughter-in-law, Ruth.
As soon as it could be arranged, Boaz and Ruth were married. Naomi came to live with them, and a short time later, Ruth and Boaz had a new baby boy.
His name is Obed.
Aren't you the sweetest little thing?
So through the kindness of Boaz and Ruth, Naomi had a brand new home and a brand new family too. Everyone could see the difference in her face.
Praise be to the Lord. He's given you a new lease on life, Naomi.
Yeah, that Ruth is better to you than 7 sons.
Now, Ruth's story doesn't end there. Her son Obed had a son named Jesse, who had a son named David, King David. And hundreds of years later, a new baby boy was born in Bethlehem who was a descendant of King David, and his name was Jesus.
Thanks, Addie, for the story. Guys, it is time for the key question. So everybody drum roll, please. This is my air drum. Okay, this week's key question is, why is it sometimes hard to be kind? I want you guys to think about maybe at school or with your family or with your friends, times where you've had a really hard time showing kindness. Maybe this is because someone else was mean to another person. Maybe this is because they wouldn't share their toys with you, or they didn't invite you to their game they were playing, or they didn't invite you to their birthday party. These could be things that can really hurt our feelings, and sometimes we, instead of showing kindness, show the same meanness that we received. Now, it's super important, like we've talked about all week, to show kindness to one another, because that is how God has shown kindness to us. And this week's bottom line is, be kind to your friends and family, because that's how we show God's light. That's how we show Christ's forgiveness. Now, on to the outro with Krista.
Wow, what a great story. things could have ended up very differently if Ruth and Boaz were unwilling to show kindness. But because they did, they were able to give Naomi a place to stay where she wouldn't have to be alone. Not only that, but Ruth and Boaz had a baby who ended up being the great times a lot grandfather of Jesus. Being kind isn't an easy thing, especially when it comes to our family and close friends. Even though we don't mean to, we can hurt each other's feelings and accidentally annoy or frustrate each other. We can have a misunderstanding and take things the wrong way. But when we choose to show kindness, a lot of good can happen. God can do work in big ways in our lives and bring healing to our relationships. Remember, be kind to your family and friends. Say that with me. Be kind to your family and friends. When you show kindness to others, you show them just how valuable they really are. Do your siblings know how valuable they are to you? Try saying it, or better yet, try showing it. It's like we say around here, treat others the way you want to be treated. Do what you'd want someone else to do for you. Listen, pay attention, take interest in things they like to do. Encourage them with kind words or write a note that says, "Hey, I got your back." Don't miss the chance to show kindness to the people God put right in front of you. Let's dance into this week talking about all the different ways that we could do that. Happy Valentine's Day, friends. Always show love just like Jesus. We'll see you next week. Bye.